Hello, my name is Ken Smith, host of the North Pole News Dispatch. Today is December the 13th, and that means that there is only 12 more days until Christmas. Christmas traditions are just one of the many things I love about the holiday season. Traditions can be passed down from generation to generation, or in some cases, a newer tradition, such as the one I accidentally started about 20 years ago. Our family had a tradition of going to midnight mass on Christmas Eve, and by the time we'd get home at night, it was usually around 1:30 or so in the morning. This particular year, as we returned home from midnight mass, I was walking down our sidewalk towards the front door and heard something that, well, just stopped me in my tracks. It was an unusual calmness and quietness, just the stillness in the air. There were no cars driving by, no airplanes, no dogs barking, nothing. And I mean nothing was stirring, not even a mouse. I just had to throw that in there. But I could hear the calmness and peace. So I stayed out there a few minutes just to feel the serenity that clearly came from the unexpected quietness and stillness on that Christmas Eve. And later that day I reflected back on the calmness that was in the air and what I'd felt earlier that morning. So the next year after midnight mass, I decided to step out into our front yard again to see if that calmness was still there. And it was. Right then and there, I decided to make a tradition that every Christmas Eve at midnight, I'd walk right out in the middle of our front yard and look up at the starry Christmas sky and listen to the peace and serenity that seems to come on Christmas Eve. Maybe you can start your own tradition of looking up at the Christmas Eve sky at midnight and find out if your calmness is there like mine was. If you do happen to drive by and see a guy with a beard standing out in his front yard looking up at the midnight sky, don't worry. It's just me. I'll be there listening to the calmness, and who knows, this just might be the year that I get lucky enough to catch a glimpse of old St. Nick as he scoots across the treetops delivering toys. This is Ken Smith, and from all of us here at the North Pole News Dispatch, we wish all of you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.